It's semifinals time, guys, and it's not just semifinals with anyone, it's the semifinals with a Protoss soccer involved. And this is my first semifinals in Steel Division 2, my first semifinals in a Steel Division tournament since 2018. A long time ago, when I played tournaments in Steel Division Normandy, when I was still a young guy. Now, I'm once more back in it, and my opponent is none other than the amazing Atkpwr Gaming. So it's also a content creator battle one more, and Atkpwr will try to take revenge on me here for defeating him in the May monthly, but this here really won't be easy. So we are on Kostritsa, and the way we ended up there is by me kind of forcing it, because I didn't want it to play Slutsk East. So Astrono Gora got banned by Atkpwr, Tali and Hantala, and Slutsk East got banned by me. So we ended up on Kostritsa, which is a decent map. And the bans are relatively classic, with a couple of hits onto the other player's favorite divisions. He banned Corpo Italiano, I banned 5th Cavalry Motorizzata. So we ended up on 26 cards, which is a really strong division. And that's what happens if you do some personal banning. Versus my 4th Alpina, which I also think is a good division. Maybe on the average map a bit lower, but or like in average in general. But I am really good with it. I like their units, and I will try my best to get this victory here against Atkpwr, who is on his favorite income, playing his balanced type, whilst I bring out Maverick. And I have a new unit that I usually don't use in this deck for this map. The AS42 with GNR Exploratory, just so I have a bit of extra speed at the beginning of the game. As I think on this map, getting into some positions is pretty key. And the 26 has some faster motorbikes with 100 kmh. So I have to get into at least a somewhat decent spot to go from there. The AS42 is for 5 points, I mean, a pretty decent vehicle as well. Has a radar, has a radio, has good speed, and has armor. So it's for sure a unit that you can use. The GNR Exploratory inside, though, sadly a bit underwhelming. Also, it's a tournament game, so all cheese is allowed. And we're gonna go with some off-map start from the get-go to allow us to try to go into this town a bit. That's the main goal there, as we need a 59 eventually, and having a 1311 from the get-go would be nice as well. On the other side, some AA coming out from the get-go with his ZSU. Atkpwr knows that I like my airplay, so wants to try to get me out of it. AS42s in the south coming in as well, Autoblindata joining them to get some firepower here. Well, it's on the other side, a lot of smaller squadrons, some PTRIs, some Sniperi, some Numachiki. PTRS coming around over here as well. So, yeah, PTRS and Numachiki everywhere. My units tried to get in here. Off map got called in. ZSU tried to kill my recon plane, but it got out just in time. G55 around as strafer, but ZSU is there, so can't do too much. We'll try to kill off the M42, or at least allow other units to get the kill there. But units here die. Also, bad micro by me here, losing my infantry squadrons here already to the PTRS and Dog Numachiki. G55 will go out as it has more medium resilience, so that was pretty helpful. And my Pack 40 got the kill on the ZSU, so no AA for my opponent anymore. Right now, Atkpwr there, getting a bit overzealous, and you only have 2 cards of ZSUs. One here is already shown in A. You only get 2 there, and if there's a card in B, you get 4 more there. If there's another A card, you get 4 overall. So between 4 to 6 AA pieces. If we start to kill them off in big numbers, Atkpwr will have a problem, because then we can use the strong air of 4th for the rest of the game without having to fear his retaliation too much, because our fighters for sure beat his. The G55 is the best fighter in this game, in my eyes, and if at least in the top 2 or top 3 of fighters. Maybe the Tempest is better if you like that. LA7 is a good one as well, but I would say the G55 beats them both. And Focke-Wulf now can come in to help out dealing with units in the center. Yak-9B coming in, trying to kill off the Focke-Wulf. ZSU will open up fire on the Focke-Wulf, so Focke-Wulf has to get the hell out of there. Doesn't want to get killed there. My AS helps out pinning down the Yak-9B. And Yak-9B stays at top of it. So the AS-42, a really nice vehicle, recon vehicle with an AA piece, gets the kill. ME-410 makes sure that the fire of ZSU is on top of it and not killing off the Focke-Wulf. So Focke-Wulf will survive as well, thanks to the split fire of the AA. But my main issue right now is the north, as the fast transport options of Atkpwr allowed Atkpwr to get in here. Luckily my units down here get me to flex a bit, so I'm taking down Atkpwr somehow, as there's no units in these forests just yet. His Stormwiki rocks are over here, PTRS up in there. My units in the center are stuck for now, but we realized no AA, so these units can move forward. We killed off the enemy, and I tanked down here as well. The push into my Pioneers didn't went too well for Atkpwr, but Stormwiki rocks on the other side, so my Pioneers can't push much deeper. Arm 38's around as well to try to deal with my Pioneers. But I realized, as we did kill off the AT, that the ZSU now doesn't have any AT, and we have the penetration power to deal with the ZSU. Good reaction here though from Atkpwr, not losing the ZSU to the AS-42 there. AS-42 will try to hunt down, but Guardian DP with PTRD on the hunt for it. Though if we kill this for the next 5 minutes in A phase, there will be no AA on the battlefield for Atkpwr. M42 trying to come up as well to deal with the AS-42. AS-42 moving around, trying to get into position to snipe that ZSU M15. Pioneer dealing with the Stormwiki rocks. Stormwiki rocks are dealing with it instead though. AS-42 is under fire by the ZSU, but ZSU doesn't have the penetration power. AS-42 does have it. And opens up fire now. And gets the kill before it gets killed off itself. So no AA around for Atkpwr. Key feature here, but in the north I'm still stuck in front of this town. PTRS, really annoying. Pioneer, together with sniper leaders, moving around a bit. Besalieris and Flamers coming up as well. Meanwhile, Atkpwr using this map's deep forest to move around some PTRS. Panzerschreck tried to come around, but Atkpwr knows about the spot, has a Guardian in place there to both hold the flex and protect himself against any Panzerschreck move buys, like this one. Meanwhile, my position down here is rather lackluster right now. I needed to get in more units there, as only the Autoblindata is holding the line. Arm 38's tried to snipe it, not quite getting it. M42 and T34 in the way though. That's not a good fight for the Autoblindata. But my off-map now can come in to finally try to allow for the one thing I wanted to achieve here all along. Artillery pieces are around now as well to try to help out against this position. Well, Besalieris, Alpini Reclute and more Panzerschrecks are coming in the north. Yak-9 is around as well. Goes home though. Off map, coming in onto the spot. Not hitting too well, but the Ognimachiki get overwhelmed by Alpini Faust. Trying to disengage PTRS as well. Down in the south, M42 getting into a spot where the Autoblindata could be in danger. Autoblindata is retreating though before the M42 is there. As I realized, yeah, I saw an M42 and the Autoblindata should maybe not stay in the open. I think I also saw the T34 there, so I don't want to get hit by that. Pioneer coming in to try to help out down in the south. J87 G1 out to deal with the T34s. The system we already used against Mr. Konyux in the previous round of this tournament. And the G1 gets the T34. Meanwhile, Pioneers deal with the Stormwiki rocks here before the Focke-Wulf even come in. So Focke-Wulf could be used on a different target. We'll try to hunt down the Yak-9 for now. G55's also coming in. Trying to get on target. No AA around right now. Yak 9 flying around, trying to get my Fokker Wolf. And gets behind it for now. And gets the kill, which ain't great. But another Fokker Wolf and G55 on the hunt to get behind it. Trying to hunt it down, but bad air micro there by me, losing a fighter bomber to that Yak 9. Artillery also not shooting at the moment is a bit of a waste of artillery because I gave it the wrong order. I didn't give it fire on position, I gave it an attack move order for some reason. G55 here really badly trying to get the Yak 9, but the Yak 9 teleports out, will get out of here. So that was a bad trade there. Alpini Faust trying to kill off the Saperis before the Saperis can throw their TNT. TNT flies though. So Alpini Faust are in trouble going down there. So my push through not quite working out. It's actually attack power on the 1311 with the balance versus Maverick. Not quite what I wanted. Yak 9 is now coming in. G55 is around though. J87 G1 is on the menu for them. But I tried to micro that out of the way. Slightly off my micro here though. So we'll lose the G1. But the G55s get the kill. And I will have more G1s in B. And killing off 2 fighters out of 3 fighters of my opponent is pretty key as well. As we already said, we killed off the AA in A. 4 more of those remaining though. But also killing the enemy's fighters means that we're getting closer to air superiority. Question is, will we have anything left to follow it up with? Last off-map here being used to finally clean out this town because I realized I need something to clean it out. My infantry might not quite be up for the task, so might as well use my last off-map there, as here we didn't have enough forces around to do the job. G55 using their strafing power before B phase arrives to try to deal some damage on the ground. Lancia Flamme here, hitting the Saperi. And I'm pushing in down here. 12, re-established. M42 being pinned down here. G55's trying their best. M410 giving me some recon. Down in the south, I'm quite heavily outnumbered. But artillery helped out here. Artillery now also firing in the center again. Trying to allow me to get into positions here. The parry, dodge it for now. G55, do some good damage. If T34 is coming up. Note set as you bought first minute. Meanwhile, I get my own AA piece. Try to help out. That also is not just being supposed to be an AA piece though, as it is also my best long range 2000 meter weapon. So I fear there might be IS-1 or KV-85 coming up. And then against those I want to have the 90mm. Some cheap tanks to support my infantry coming around as well. Saperi here. Against Bersalieris, do the job against me. Pioneer though on the way. 1311 for now. And now is the 10 minutes I have a real income advantage. And I need to leverage that into a position from which I can win this game. Autumn Plindata trying to hold against the Guardias. One goes down. Next one comes around with their PTRD though. Autumn Plindata trying to get some distance, but will fall before it gets there. Another one will come in, but M42 and T-34E are obviously dangerous. Wolf Fighter Bomber trying to get in. ZSU number 1 of the 4 on the B-phase cards arrives. Wolf not really getting any kills there. Not the best bombing run. T-55 being pushed back. Artillery trying to do its job. Another really good reason to play this division. The reason why you see me playing them so often. Not using radio down here. Don't have radio coverage on this yet. But still trying to get deal of the Maxim. M42s and Maxims versus my Faust. Alpini Faust could be nasty. Yak 9B coming around. 90mm not quite in position. So the Yak 9B will get through. Pioneers will pay for that. Whilst I tried to finish off the Maxim down here. But obviously quite inaccurate on without radio. In the north, Pioneers at least hold the town, but we lose the flag over here, and 12-12 is not good. We want more than that. We need to break through. Artillery and air are one of the main features for that. The other one are the cheap tanks now. Cheap tanks everywhere is the gear that we go into in B phase with these 15 and 20 point M14s and M15s. In the north, Alpini Faust and Pioneeri will try to get into this town and maybe get a position where we can try to force these two flags, but that won't be easy. T-34 are around again, are our most annoying opponent on the ground. If the enemy can defend them against my J37 G1s, I am in big trouble. Otherwise, I can only kill them with either overwhelming them with cheap tanks or dealing with them with Pak 40s. That's why I bring one of these up right now over here. Trying to deal with this T-34 over here. Pak 40 holds the road. Stravniki coming in. Enemy has strong infantry as well. ZSU firing on top of my M410. My ME410 has to retreat. Bezalieri's trying to get in to get some radio on top of this. To help out my big artillery battery now. 200 points of 75mm artillery coming around. 90mm, as I said, also here for the long-range fire support that I don't have otherwise. Pini Faust trying to hold the line, but Gallia DP, supported by Arm 38, is obviously too strong there. So I have to be careful down in the south. If this falls, I might lose 3 flags here. Something I obviously can't allow to happen. Maybe 1 would be fine, but I can't really afford much more than that. Artillery trying to help me out pushing through here, but not easy. And we are already halfway through B phase, so not looking too hot right now. Atkpwr is holding the line pretty well. And the CIS-3 is trying to open up as well. Focke-Wulf trying to help out against the Sniperi. Get the Pak 40 a chance to attack the T-34E undetected. But Guardia DP will spot it and Focke-Wulf won't get through. ZSU though will pay for protecting it. My M14s get another snipe, so we're down to 3 ZSUs when it comes to AA at least, but still already halfway through B phase. And we are still on a 12-12 with me also looking weak on the bottom, so not a hot position to be in that regard at all. Alpini Commando also being overwhelmed by Sturmoviki rocks. Pioneeri's holding the line. Artillery coming in onto the Guardia DP, trying to break them. Stravniki's holding the line really well in the middle. As you can see, my infantry also outnumbered here. But a lot of tanks on the way. Pioneeri will try to get in as well. Trying to help out. Pioneeri down here. Arm 38s could overwhelm them. But luckily, currently Atkpwr not using them. Bezalieri around here now. Radio on top of the position here. But currently artillery is busy elsewhere. Trying to help out against other targets. For example, the Sniperi. Is up here. Atkpwr currently is rather weak. Another ZSU coming up though, so AA is pretty strong up there. ME410 will try to test the water once more, try to get some spotting in. ZSU over here, firing more 37mm rounds into my ME410. Stravniki on the way. M14 pushing forwards, Pioneeri's pushing forwards as well. ME410 trying to flank the T-34E together with the Pak 40. Trying to get a kill there. That is you opening up fire. Pushing back my recon planes. Yak 9 coming in to get the kill there. But that's a mistake. Going quite deep. G55s will try to hunt it down. But the 2 ZSUs should be able to protect against it. I'm going a bit deep here. Realizing my mistake relatively early on again though. But G55 in the rear is under heavy fire. And will be pretty low to dying here. It's getting close, but it will get out. That's why you want to have medium resilience fighter with swift speed. Really big difference compared to low resilience fighters. Or bad resilience fighters. P26 coming up. Pioneers and light tanks on the way. A lot of infantry in the way though. But tanks trying to move up, and we silenced all the anti-tank guns around here, and no KVs and no IS-1s. KV-1 Edo now on the battlefield. T-34 in the north gets killed off, but we lost our M14s in the forest as the second T-34 helped out cleaning it up, and that's an issue. Smoke coming up to help out. P-26s are up here as well. T-34 though blocking my push through the forest up here, blocking my way onto flag to help out. Whilst this P-26 moves forward. P-26s and M15s trying to get in here. There's a Yeri helping out, but only 2 minutes till C-phase. I really needed to get some grind in now, to at least have a chance in the 50-minute game maybe, or to break Atkpwr's back completely with an all-out push in the end of B-phase and early C-phase. P-26 is here, using their long-range capabilities, as they outrange the T-34E. They get the kill there, so this breakthrough at least gets somewhere. Up and over here, my cheap tanks also helping out against all the infantry. Artillery trying their best as well. ZSUs still in the rear. Pioneers though allowing to get over here thanks to the smoke. T-34E can't intervene, and the Pioneers get me another flag. 12-12 though, as in the south we get pushed back a bit, but infantry and so on the way. 13-11 is ticking. 59 obviously at least needed. Yak-9B luckily missing its bomb. P-26 is helping out. Sniperies go down, but Saperji rocks already on the way. G55 trying to get in to get the Yak-9B, but ZSUs are around, easily forcing it back, and this time it might go down. Once more, will be super close. 75mm firing all around, trying to help out. G55 really going low. ZSU though also relatively low on ammo yet now. Might run out there if it doesn't get a supply truck. M15s and P26s trying to move forward, but KV-1E is a big issue in the way. ME-410 here trying to get some recon, trying to force more ammo out of the ZSU. ZSU going relatively low now, down to 25 rounds, so only enough ammo for one more plane or so. Whilst one big artillery gun tries to come in, tries to help out, tries to get some ammo to the frontline artillery pieces as well, which are constantly firing onto the enemy infantry here now. Not the most accurate I ever had them working on. Yak-9B once more will try to wipe out some pioneers, will be working at that. 59 was only for a slight second here now, but J87 G1 on the way. P26 falls before it though. Wolf get the kill there. Guardias also pinned down. ZSU here now running on its last couple of shots. ZSU in the north still has quite a bit, but this ZSU now down to 137mm round, so the middle AA is going somewhat low. 90mm helping out. Flag position over here under fire, under scrutiny, and the 59 still takes against Atkpwr now, but obviously first minute of big C-phase income now in the hands of Atkpwr. Atkpwr just needs to play for time and then get a big enough income advantage to push back in the late game, but needs to hold the line there and needs to keep the ZSUs alive. One more of those should be around in the arsenal of his division, but he needs AA alive, otherwise my air tap can overwhelm him. My J87 G1s, my Wolves and my G55s could just strafe him for days, so he needs to keep that from happening. Artillery here on the way. Frontline under heavy fire by my artillery, but still not falling. These infantry units are beefy. One of the real strengths of the 26th. Guard Strelkovi. Stravnicki holding the line. 59 is happening. Cis-3 here under heavy fire. Alpini Faust under heavy pressure as well. 90mm AA trying to help it out in the south, but south already under pressure. I need to hold this by any means possible. This could be really Atkpwr's way into this game, and into stopping any ticks for me. If these 3 flags fall, I am completely screwed. So I need to keep an eye on that, but I have few points to allocate there. Though at least a couple of tanks and an Alpini Faust will be on the way, as you get a lot of cheap stuff in this division. Artillery really tries to break the front line, but as you can see, reinforcements already on the way. Stormwiki Rocks also on the way for here, so this ain't being easy. My idea at this stage of the game was trying to get a 59 for as long as possible without losing too much, and then trying to keep that advantage that I created with that, and try to get it over the 50-minute mark by using my air tap well enough defensively to beat him. ZSU gets now a Studebaker supply, so Atkpwr keeping up ZSU's firepower. Meanwhile, Guardia DP coming in for the south, 59 happening, M14 moving up. M14's over here. We're supposed to help out dealing with the ZSU. Got bogged down by Stravniki though. Artillery coming in into the town. Fuck a wolf. Trying to get in there as well. ZSU now got reloaded, but a bit too late, so bomb will fall onto the Stravniki. Yak 9 on the hunt on the Fokker Wolf. 90mm trying to stop it, and will succeed in that. 90mm plus 20mm doing their job. Fokker Wolf trying to get onto the Stormwiki Rocks, but Stormwiki Rocks got the force back under the control of Atkpwr. M14 trying to get in here, trying to deal with the ZSU. But the artillery still is hitting the front line, but not that well. Hitting the wrong town, the wrong place there. M14s trying to get onto a spot where they can't see the ZSU. But Atkpwr, knowing about the one unit that he needs to keep alive, microing the ZSU backwards. 37 G1 in, but can't get any kills. One of the M14s falling here. ZSU still alive. Stravniki pinned down at least. T-34 and KV-1E coming up. A lot of those medium tanks that are pretty dangerous. M14 also holding the line against... M42 holding the line against my M14s that can't spot it. M14s will try to disengage here. Try to get out of line of sight. 59 happening. As I said, that was what I tried to keep around for as long as possible before maybe falling back onto my defensive position. So, trade-wise, I wanted to be somewhat careful here. ZSU tried to disengage further. Whilst my infantry here moved in. ZSU up in the north, also under artillery fire now. My focus was to try to kill these. ZSU now still alive though. If I could get the kill on these, my air could really keep me in this game for the long haul. ZSU over here under artillery fire now as well. M14 not quite finding the kill there. Is still around though, but Stravniki is around as well. Does some bounces. Pioneers able to get into CQC position. Guardia DP though is nasty. ZSU still around. M14 not quite able to shoot at it. Shooting on the T-34E instead, which is not a great fight for it. M14 does fall, but artillery gets the kill on one ZSU. T-34E also going down. 90mm helping out in the open. And with the ZSU falling, we have a chance of keeping these down for the long run. 24 minutes remaining still to survive here against Atkpwr's income advantage. But with the air power unabled, that might be doable. Though we still have to keep our front line alive. Down in the south. Trying to keep the 59 up by any means necessary. Guardias getting protected by the Saperi Comrade from surrendering. But not coming up to close enough to get their anti-tank grenade here onto my M14. Can't defend themselves here anymore as they are pinned down. G55s now also coming in as there's no AA in the south. B4 now hitting the battlefield. KV-85s as well. M14 trying to kill off as much as possible. Guardias will disengage. So the pick continues. 16-8. And that's really great. If we can get that up to the 33-minute mark or so, we will have a big enough advantage to really rely on for Atkpwr to maybe not be able to beat us back. And maybe we still have a chance of breaking him here completely. Guardia DP versus Alpini Faust and some 90mm. 90mm out of HE shells though. Artillery still constantly firing around the map. Not my best artillery barrages ever though. Really, this game I was not super happy with the performance of the Obice. Especially in the town, they missed a lot of their shots. It was also down to good movement though on Atkpwr's end quite often. But my cheap stuff here also still holding line, even getting a surrender on the Strafniki. Big win there. Getting a 30-point unit there, surrendered with my cheap 20-point tank. Artillery once more trying to come in. G55 under fire by the ZSU. Meanwhile, last ZSU arrives in the south. Will allow for some counter pushing here. 16-8 on the battlefield. Panzerschreck trying to come in. Pick still continues. G55 under heavy fire here by the ZSU. Some veterancy on these ZSUs would really make them dangerous, but luckily Atkpwr doesn't have any leaders, never had any leaders next to them. That's why my G55 survived twice there. This time though, maybe staying around for a bit too long once more. Though luckily survives again, because it's a G55 with fast speed and good resilience. Guardia DP around here. Artillery could be helpful. Pioneers versus Strafnikis should be able to hold this. 17-7. Even getting one more flag. Strafniki goes down. Holding the line. But pretty low on infantry currently down here. L-35's trying to get it a bit further. Down in the south. Low on numbers as well. Infantry in here being quite numerous. 75mm trying to get in to maybe help out against the KV-85. Another one joining them, as I forgot that I thought I didn't buy the first one. So two of them coming in here in the center. Another Pak 40 over here. Two of them around here as well to try to deal with any bigger tanks like the KV-85s on the battlefield. 16-8 is on. KV-1E falls to the J87 G1. That is Udo trying its best to keep the rest of my units away. Guardia DP getting out. Helping there with dealing with my forces. More Guardia DPs coming in the center. And really my reinforcements are really low on numbers. That's on the other side. We see more and more stuff. Off map, for example, coming in now. Leaders and Guardia DPs. Before not shooting yet. Or got one salvo out. Now getting under counter battery barrage. KV-85 around here. Not the biggest fan of the B4 in this matchup, as counter battery can be really dangerous against these, and I have the best, like, really cheap artillery in my deck, so not a big fan of him using the B4 here. But I'm not sure if Atkpwr really thought about that in his deck building before this game. KV-85 here versus Pak 40. Pak 40 gets the kill. 59 still up. And we're getting into really good territory by now when it comes to points. KV-85 also falling to the 90mm in the center. That's another minute basically won here. Another good unit killed off there. That costed Atkpwr nearly a minute of income. So that was a big success there with the 2 kills on the KV-85s. Keeping the center busy. Artillery here trying to prevent any breakthroughs. Off map though could achieve that. Yak 9Bs with bombs coming around everywhere as well. HE is not reloaded on the 90mm. L3 number 1 goes down. L3 number 2 survives. More AA pieces being brought in. 75mm as well. Off map coming in here. Would allow Atkpwr to at least reduce the tick. If this flag falls then. Meanwhile, in the north, we still somehow got another flag though. With all our cheap infantries keeping up the pressure. The cost efficiency with which you can keep up pressure, really one of the strong suits of this division. But frontline once more is emptying a bit against Atkpwr here. as our income is just so low. Yak 9 getting once more through with a bombing run, getting another unit of mine killed. Another unit falls to the Guardian DPs in the north. Flag will fall here. Units here not pushing forward is a mistake by Atkpwr. Could easily push over a flag. Could maybe even break me there. I have really little left in the center, and Atkpwr needs to do some moves as my air is otherwise still really nasty. My artillery also still getting some trades in. B4 in the rear trying to engage me. This one is on counter battery in case that starts firing again. Meanwhile, down here, I somehow hold the front line as well. Not supposed to. Arm 38's out of HE shells at least though. But I feel like this could break any second. Atkpwr really a bit under aggressive right now. Should try to do more damage against me. 59 still ticking. 3 minutes on the clock. We are at the 33-minute mark I was talking about, which is pretty good. As maybe we can even get the win here now with a tick, but 59 still going on, but close to falling, and still 17 minutes for Atkpwr to fully break my front line, which gets slow, but reinforcements, whilst his reinforcements coming in big time. More medium tanks arriving, more good infantry here with the Strafnikis arriving on the front line as well. And off map trying to deal with the forest over here. Still a misused opportunity to break me here beforehand. We have a good push with these forces after his off map. 1410, so tick has been reduced. Southern flank also not pushed as hard as necessary. B4 falls to my counter battery, and that's a good win for me, as the B4 otherwise could deal heavy damage to me. Pioneers here might get under fire. ZSU trying to prevent any more air to get through, from getting through. 90mm here got reloaded, trying to use its HE shells better again. G1 coming in, trying to get some kills on some T-34s. T-55 coming up as well. Focke-Wulf fighter bombers joining. T-34 goes down. Focke-Wulf fighter bomber coming in, getting the off map there. 1311 still ticking, but Atkpwr getting closer here. Surrender on some of his units though. The breakthrough still not being achieved. Reinforcements coming in, but nothing here doing any counterattacking. And by now I at least have somewhat of a frontline again. It's not amazing, but I have a bit of stuff here again. G55 trying to hunt down the Yak 9. Yak 9 will survive though, but G55 should get away from this Yak 9. ZSU may be the one to kill it, but as I said, veterancy here would be huge. Veterancy is not around at the moment, so G55's get out. And 3 minute 36 on the clock for Atkpwr. Alpini Faust coming in the north. Obitsis trying to help out. To prevent any more Guardias from getting through, trying to kill them off in big enough numbers. But the front line here still low on infantry for me. Guardia DPs and Strafnikis though just stay around. One more unit killed in transport. A lot of Guardia DPs now coming up for the push in here. That's my artillery constantly keeps up its barrage. Maybe should try to kill the ZSU again, as we dealt a bit of damage before, but Atkpwr kept it moving afterwards. 59 though somehow achieved here. 1 minute 15 as we break the front line here for a second. Pack 40 holding the line as well. South now getting slightly pushed, but not as hard as necessary maybe. Panzerschreck goes down though. Pack 40 is around. Guardia DP here do fall though, through the long range fire support. KV-1E under heavy fire now as well. And that push doesn't seem to work out. This push over here in the open, not the best idea by Atkpwr. Should have maybe rather pushed here all the time. And Atkpwr surrenders finally after a really tense game that I didn't expect to go as well as it did after the first 10 minutes. As I was pretty stuck for quite a while, and my all-in push, it was not quite an all-in push at the end of B phase. Like, I didn't expect it to go as well as it did. Did get the win, allowing artillery and air to really get a lot of trades. If we go into the kills, my kills, Atkpwr Datas did a good job. But yeah, Focke-Wulf fighter bombers did a lot of good work. G1 did some duty there as well. G55 getting some kills. And AA piece in the center also absolutely key. Luckily not getting killed off. Artillery pieces doing some work, getting the B4 and its ZSU. G1 coming in here because of that. Being able to get some kills there. So really key units there. Pioneery, obviously, also always good. This one, killing off some Stormariki rocks, is pretty impressive, as Stormariki rocks with the double flamer can be pretty nasty as well. But it somehow worked all out. Though I would say it was also due to Atkpwr being slightly under-aggressive. Even in the late game, yes, my air is nasty, yes, my artillery can be nasty, but my artillery is even better if you stay stationary. I feel like I had enough gaps that could have been broken, though obviously Atkpwr didn't quite know about them. So that was maybe my luck in this game number 1. Meaning that in this best of 3, towards the finals, I'm now 1 leg up. But that still means I need to win 1 more against Atkpwr. And as you can see, he is an opponent that doesn't make it easy for me. And he won't do that in game number 2 for sure either. So see you all there. And have a nice day. And check out the Atkpwr's channel as well if you haven't yet. Bye bye.